Okay, Mr. Booster, I am up for the devotional newspaper reading. I'm in the studio good while instead of fine tune the thing that wake them up, Booster. Okay, there's a woman, Diane Mattis. Listen up on the radio. Diane Mattis in the morning. Area FM. Diane Mattis in the morning. Area FM. Yeah, man. There. I'm gonna go with us again. Oh, Father. I upset it so. Do. Okay. I'll use that chip. They make a promise to myself, my stuff chip analytics. My YouTube studio. Hmm. It's go on, see it, boy. Today's Thursday. I'll get a haircut. Right down my face. Alright. Devotional reading. Alright. The topic for devotional reading is financial stewardship, part 2. And for this, Ben, make yourself welcome, Ben. Luke chapter 12, chapter 16. Sorry. Like I must read Luke chapter 12 and then read Luke chapter 16, verse 10 to 13. And full up, as you can see, the phone in there and this time for that something I can't push it on. So much things to take care of. Anyway, alright, memory verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2 says, Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Motivational quote says, success is you being faithful to Christ in all things. Okay, prophetic word for today. Today, Yahweh will teach you financial stewardship and give you financial freedom in the name of Yahshua, Son of the living God. Okay, alright. The message. As believers, we are often taught about stewardship, but when it comes to financial stewardship, more caution is required. The stakes are higher because of the tendency to begin to view it as a personal asset. Wow. Scripture reminds us that everything we own, including money, belongs to Yahweh. Okay, I hear trust Yahweh as our provider. Biblical wisdom depicts planning for future and savings responsibility. Proverbs 21, verse 26. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man circulated it upon heart. Actually, I don't like to use the word spend. I don't like to use that word. So I use my preferred word to say is circulate. When you circulate money, it comes back to you. When you spend, it don't come back. All right. It means that the wise manage their wealth well, but fools squander theirs. Joseph in Egypt in Genesis 41 is a powerful example. He saved during years of plenty to survive the famine. Yahweh used him to preserve nations in the time of famine. Honestly, honesty and integrity in financial dealings is another hallmark of good stewardship. Yahweh expects his people to conduct all financial matters, be, be it business, personal, or ministry, with integrity. A good steward must be transparent in all his financial dealings. Luke chapter 16, verse 10 says, He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much, and he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. Financial faithfulness is small matters. In small matters, show, shows your spiritual maturity and can lead up to greater responsibility. Trusting Yahweh as your provider shows your worth as a steward. True financial stewardship begins and ends with trusting in our God Yahweh, not riches for security and provisions. Philippians chapter 4, verse 19, and Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 affirms that when we prioritize the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, every other thing will be given to us as well. Let us be faithful stewards, generous in giving, wise in circulating our funds, and prayerfully in planning, and honesty in all dealings, so that Yahweh, our God, may be glorified through financial stewardship. Wow. A big responsibility to be a financial steward, honestly. True, true. Let us pray. Most eternal Father Yahweh, we thank you for this lesson of financial stewardship. Help us to circulate our funds wisely and not squander it in times of plenty, but may we do so to bring glory and honor to your most holy name. pray for their brothers and sisters who have been habitual by earthquakes in Venezuela and Colombia. We pray for unexpected events that may occur to those in the Caribbean and elsewhere. Strengthen your people, Yahweh, by means of your Spirit, through your beloved Son, Yahshua. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We don't normally pray out like this. Is when I am moved by the Spirit of Yahweh, my God. I pray. Right, this is the end of our devotional reading, and I think we learned something about being a financial student, not squandering funds unnecessarily, but helping if it is in your power to do so to those who are in need. Sometimes we don't have to use funds, money to help. We can offer if time. Sometimes somebody might need a little assistance. You know, somebody struggling with grocery cards. I see it so often. Where was I? I was walking in a plaza and I see a old lady having a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of bags. And I stopped and I said to her, Auntie, you need some help with these bags? She said, Yes, I'm just going up by the bus stop there. And I said, All right, sure, I'll help you. And I took some bags from her and I walked, go by the bus stop and place them down in front of her. When the bus came, asked me to she boarded the bus. I hand her the bags. So you don't have to use money at times to help you. Sometimes your time can be of help to someone. So time, your resources, goodwill. That's basically it. All right, where am I looking for now? Start the um, newspaper segment. I definitely need my hand. I can't operate. I can't have the tool. This I will never read from the Jamaica Observer, so I'm gonna need my hand. And the rest on the phone. Can't have the phone here. So let's see. Let me can find something to catch this. And now the lessons. As soon as I catch this, I got a few problems. Don't want the phone I drop off of the place here. I'm prepared because some bad feet. Let's see. Yeah, fix this. I get too high. Maybe. All right. Okay. Praise be to Yahweh. I want to inspire. Wow. Refresh what I think. This is somebody. Right. But find a nice God waiting for water. as it comes up. School leaders welcome Samuda promise supply, but okay, they find a picture with a little girl here. Some school leaders are cautious, cautiously optimistic as they welcome the government's promise to provide water to schools ahead of next month's reopening. Not far away, because not far away. Just a couple, maybe a week, or first week of September for the new people, then the new kids that want to go to school. So school work might start on the second week of September. All right. Promise to provide water to schools ahead of next month's reopening, but two of them have made it clear that the assistance must be more than an announcement, but a reliable flow of supply. The principals across all levels of the system are elated that the move is being made to secure sanitation across the schools. If water is provided at no cost or very low cost to schools, that is more that we not only welcome for our students and our staff, but also I assure the parents to be quite elated to know that their children will be placed in a safe and secure school environment because we'll have the water required for cooking, cleaning, and general sanitation. And Anayan Jones, president of Jamaica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, told the Jamaica Observer Wednesday. Her comments came after Water Minister Matthew Samuda assured that the government will be taking action to ensure that schools, farmers, and early childhood institutions have adequate water supplies amidst worsening drought conditions across the island. The minister's comments came during their official commissioning of the Bunebrook Hill water supply system in Clarendon on Tuesday. He announced that water trucks will be available to schools while a structured tank program is being developed to assist early childhood institutions and farmers with adequate storage capacity. Jones, who is also the principal of Haile Selassie High School in Kingston, argued that while the initiative is welcomed, many institutions across Jamaica would require more than just water assistance. She pointed to the need to have adequate storage facilities. It's one thing to be willing to provide the water, however, some schools may need additional support in having tanks and plumbing costs required for connection to ensure that there will be sufficient water, she said, highlighting the issues faced by her school. Jones said the government must be ready to commit to frequent water trips, the provision of water tanks to institutions beyond just early childhood education centers, and further assistance with piping systems to minimize water waste come September. My school is in a community that has frequent water losses, particularly during the day. We do not have some storage facilities. However, we are definitely in need of additional tanks. We emptied some of the tanks. She said, adding that some of the tanks were damaged by both Hurricane Beryl in 2024 and last year Hurricane Melissa. Wow, we would definitely need additional support with additional tanks and, of course, the cost to get those tanks connected to our bathroom facilities. We have had we have made a move as school administrators generally to secure our canteen, to secure at least one of our bathrooms, and many schools have done that for their staff sanitary facilities. However, given the population, our concern is always the number of times available, the number of students, and the frequency of refilling because that can be quite costly, she outlined. Despite these concerns, Ms. Jones said she is pleased with steps being taken by the government and expressed hope that delivery of the initiative will be as convincing as the announcement. Well, Ms. Jones knows something we don't know. We welcome not just the statements, but we really are looking for the follow through. Several comments have been made to reassure the public. However, what we will find reassuring at this point is action. We want consistent, clear action that shows that we are going beyond the sound bites and public relations, but we are going towards consistent maintenance of high quality standards for education, she said. Sharing similar sentiments was principal of DeCosta College, Dr. Lewis, who is also fond of the water initiative and hopeful that the government actually delivers on its promise, while acknowledging that her school, located in the parish of Manchester, was not currently experiencing drought conditions due to its climate resilient infrastructure. She noted that many other institutions are not as fortunate, pointing to St. Elizabeth, the parish in which she lives and which was severely affected by back-to-back hurricanes. Lewis stressed that the government will have to make a significant effort to avoid school closures due to empty pipes. In St. Elizabeth, we have not we have not had water in some areas since before Hurricane Melissa. Wow, such a sad situation. And that was basically exasperated by Melissa. Personally, I live in Horizon Park, and at home I have not had water since post Melissa. I know that sometimes when the NWC operation personnel says that they will bring water, what will happen is that the water may come later than anticipated based on the number of schools that that have the number of schools that they have to supply with water. They said the National Water Commission has always responded when called where water is concerned to be delivered to schools. As I said before, it's just that sometimes the response is not as timely. as we expect. I have seen where schools are waiting on water and keeping the school open, expecting that water will arrive at X time, and water did not arrive at X time, and therefore school had to be closed for that day. So I am cautiously optimistic, she said. Wow. End of article. I hope the Minister of Water live up to his his comments of fulfilling his comments that he made. Hope it was not a public relations. We're experiencing a drought conditions. I, I wouldn't say every all of Jamaica because Portland gets water, rainfalls because of their coverage of forests and hilly plains. So a lot of they get rain, mostly. And as I read earlier, um, my little Manchester, they little rain. They're getting rain there. You heard me read earlier. But other parts, like in Kingston, we've not been getting much rain for quite a while. So hopefully the Minister of Water will keep his word. Oh my goodness. Wake them up, Rooster. Wake them up. It's now 16 minutes past 4 in the wee hours. Oh, go on, how you do? How are you? See you in the see you in the chat here saying like and done. Hello, Jeremy brother. That is from Mina. And Mina says she's on. Thumbs up, Mina. Salutes. Heart of love to you. Yeah, man. Give a thanks to you, Mina, to being in the chat. You have the number one crown in the chat now. You move from number two to number one. It's quite a short little while. All right. Listen now. Listen. What is it? Samples even sweeter. 3 years of upgrades done in 9.5 months after Hurricane Melissa. Executive Chairman of Sandals Resorts International, Adam Stewart, addressing awardees during the Unique Vacation 2025 MVP Awards ceremony in Montego Bay Convention Center Tuesday night. All right, St. James, Montego Bay St. James Sandals Resort International Executive Chairman Adam Stewart says the devastation caused by last October hurricane Melissa has given the resort chain an opportunity to transform several of its Jamaican properties and once again change the game in the hospitality industry. um, it is almost splendicious on multitude, multi, multitude levels, he said, of rebuilding programs, which has been major work undertaken at Sandals South Coast, Man- Sandals Montego Bay, and former Sandals Royal Caribbean, now Sandals Caribbean Key. Wow. Right. Addressing the Unique Vacation Limited UVL 2025 MVP Awards at Montego Bay Convention Center Tuesday night. Stewart said Sandals had compressed what would normally have been years of redevelopment into less than a year. We had done 3 years of work in what will be about 9.5 months, Stewart said, contrasting Sanders' approach with com- competitors, which he noted were largely focused on restoring their properties to their pre hurricane state. Sandals' South Coast is scheduled to reopen in November 18th, followed by the transformed Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Caribbean Key. Stewart said the redevelopment of Sandals Montego Bay was particularly significant as the property was the first in Sandals' chain, opening in 1981 with 99 rooms. Mr. Stewart said the upgraded property will be unbelievable. He made a similar promise for Sandals Caribbean Key, saying guests would barely recognize the property when it reopens. Stewart, who said the scale of investment would help create products capable of strengthening Jamaica's position in the global tourism market, expressed confidence in the future. Demand for Jamaica is back. 2027 is going to be incredibly strong. Jamaica is a gift to the world, said the hotel chain tycoon. He said, he also highlighted Santos' reposition to the hurricane beyond the physical reconstruction of its properties, saying the company provided each team member with 30,000 in cash, trained approximately 2,000 employees on its payroll while they were unable to work, and channeled about US 6 million in assistance to affected communities through Sandals Foundation. Sorry. Stewards stressed that the recovery was not merely about rebuilding resorts. It is the people, it is you, he told the UVL team, pointing out that the warmth and hospitality of Caribbean people remain one of the region's greatest competitive advantages. That message of resilience was echoed by UVL Senior Director of Call Center Operation Lizo Wallace, who told the awardees gathered that the company's team had faced uncertainty and major disruptions, but continued to deliver. UVL Montego Bay was devastated by the Category 5 hurricane. Resilience is not simply about getting through difficult times, it is about how you respond when things get difficult, Wallace said. He praised the team for maintaining a strong performance despite the challenges of the year and signaled out the company's top revenue earners, Peter Gay, Reynolds, and Ty Matthews, who generated approximately US 5.9 million and 5.8 million respectively in 2025. Wallace also celebrated Marva Nelson, who After years of telling him that she would become an MVP before leaving the company, finally received the award Tuesday night. He said the achievements being celebrated extended beyond revenue figures, noting that every booking, guest interaction, difficult call, and effort to support colleagues contributed to the company's performance. Wallace also acknowledges the management team for supporting employees through the difficult periods. Among the top awardees on Tuesday night were Richard Somerville, who walked away with the Senior Director Award. Manager of the Year went to Shakir Vassell, while Kadeen White clocked the Supervisor of the Year Award. UVL Chair Executive Officer Jeff Clark was unable to attend because of a scheduling conflict, delivered a video message in which he praised the team for maintaining service levels despite the hurricane's impact on their personal lives and the business. Clark noted that the company had lost its office in the disaster but said the team quickly secured a new location and resumed operations. The team stepped up, found a new location, got up running in a very short period of time, and continued delivering excellent service, he said. He said that the MVP awards recognize employees who had consistently delivered strong business results, exceptional service, leadership, while noting that the 2025 awards recognize 26 team members across sales, customer service, administration, leadership. Clark also highlighted that performance of the company's highest revenue contributors for stewards, the resilience demonstrated by the UVL team and the wider Jamaican population underscores the importance of continuing to invest in people and destination. He urged Jamaicans to hold each other up and encourage one another rather than simply go through the motions of everyday life. I believe by being born in this country, we won the lottery from day one, Stewart said. End of article. And also, the Jamaica Observer is a part of the Sandals. If you understand what I'm trying to say, Adam Stewart, they own the Jamaica Observer, the newspaper that I read from time to time. Look up yourself, Mr. Stewart. Yes, we're there again. It's now 4:27 in Kingston, Jamaica, in the wee hours of the morning. Oops, before daybreak. It's still dark out there, you the rooster crow. Wake on up, get up out on the bed, say on the prayer, call upon Yahweh, call upon Jehovah, whatever name you want, call upon it, phone of God. Go up at the top of the screen and try to find a next interesting article for you guys. Wait for that phone to load up. Wait that one there. That one there. Come the phone. From this is let's get your article. It's from Chris Brown to Carter B. BCR bets big on Kingston. Okay, US star Cardi B will headline the BCR weekend at National Stadium on October 18. Okay, The message coming out of Wednesday's official BZR weekend media launch was as ambitious as the superstar performing the headline it. Kingston is ready for the world. Come October 18, organizers are hoping to prove it. Global rap superstar Cardi B will make her highly anticipated Jamaican concert debut inside the National Stadium as the headline attraction for BZR Weekend 2026, an entertainment experience organizers believe can further position Jamaica among the world's premier destinations for major live events. The announcement was officially celebrated inside the Innovation Innovative Gallery at the AC Hotel in Kingston, where media, government officials, and entertainment stakeholders gathered for a launch hosted by media personality Shiniki and with DJ Narity provided entertainment. But amid the excitement surrounding Cardi B's impending arrival, an even bigger vision emerged, one in which Jamaica was showcased as a destination capable of bringing some of the world's biggest entertainers to its shores. The world, the world is watching Jamaica, declared Grams Morgan, one of the event's organizers. People like people like Live Nation are looking at Kingston and Montego Bay the same way they look at Miami, New York, or Los Angeles. That's because our culture has impacted the world. That confidence will be put to the test when BZR weekend unfolds from October 16 through 19, bringing together music, culture, entertainment, lifestyle experience from cl- climating with Cardi B's National Stadium for Gailey Press K. Williams, founder and CEO of Connect Media in the weekend represents an opportunity to create something that extends beyond a single concert. Today is more than just a press launch. It's the beginning of what we believe will be one of the most talked about entertainment weekends on the entertainment's calendar, Williams said. It's not a rumor. We are bringing Cardi B to Jamaica and she will be bringing along some friends. Cardi B needs little introduction to Jamaican audience, one of the most recognizable personalities in contemporary entertainment. The Grammy-winning rapper has built a global following through her music and larger-than-life personality, while repeatedly showing her affection for Jamaica and its culture. Now Jamaican fans would finally get to experience her on the local stage. BZR's ambitions are not entirely untested as the brand made an emphatic entrance onto Jamaica's entertainment landscape in 2023 when it brought R&B superstar Chris Brown to the National Stadium. That concert attracted a massive audience and demonstrated Jamaica's growing appetite for large-scale international concerts. 3 years later, organizers are looking to go even bigger. BZR Weekend is not just about bringing entertainers to our shores. It's about catering, catering, catering unforgettable experience, and you would have seen that when we brought Chris Brown in 2023, Williams explained, it also it is also about showcasing Jamaica as a premier entertainment destination and giving our visions or visitors another reason to come to Jamaica while giving Jamaicans an experience that feels exciting, premier, and uniquely ours. Minister of Industrial Investments and Commerce, Delano Seabrand, believes Cardi B's arrival could provide another significant boost to the ambitious moved by BZR weekend. BZR got a tremendous response when Chris Brown came here in 2023, and we expect a bigger and even better show for 2026 with Cardi B. He said, pointing to the rapper's enormous international reach. Seabright said the event presents Jamaica with an opportunity to expose its entertainment product to a massive global audience. With her coming to Jamaica, like Rams said, Jamaica will start getting to the level where, just like Miami, Los Angeles, we can host big events, he said, and with thousands of visitors expected to descend on the capital, Seabright had some straightforward advice for those planning to make the trip. I would advise anybody booking tickets to Jamaica to do so now. Don't wait until last minute. We look forward to welcoming Cardi B and the thousands of visitors to our capital. For the Minister of Culture and Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Babs Grange, the significance of the event is also tied to the resilience of Jamaica's entertainment sector. She noted that the upcoming concert follows a particularly difficult period for the industry after Hurricane Melissa devastated sections of the island last October. The event is happening against the backdrop of one of the most difficult years for the entertainment sector as seen in recent years. Green said last year Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 storm and the most powerful ever to make landfall in Jamaica, brought devastation to our shores. And, and so we must understand how resilient we are because that was last October. And this year, look at us, according to the range, Cardi B's October 18th appearance will mark the rapper's first headline in the stadium concert in the Caribbean. A milestone, she said, speaks to the magnitude of what organizers are attempting. I am very impressed by the team that's making this happen, she said, outlining that the concert potential impact stretches well beyond what happens on stage and influence on overseas patrons could generate business for hotels, restaurants, transportation providers, vendors, nightlife establishments across Kingston, allowing the economic benefits of the weekend to ripple through the capital. In 2023, Chris Brown helped BZR test the possibilities. In October, Cardi B would help put them even further. And when one of the world's biggest rock stars finally touches down in the 876, organizers are hoping the thousands filling the National Stadium will be witnessing even more than Cardi B's Jamaica debut. also be witnessing Kingston continued evolution as the world-class entertainment destination. End of article. Wow, nice article here. Nice article. CXC moves to 12 STE dot. Okay. Notice the Caribbean examination certificate are kind of changing up, to capture more students and so forth. So go on here, another newspaper. Reading, one or two people fall off there. But so it was still. So go. I understand the white you there. Somebody can come and spend a 5 minutes or 10 minutes, no problem. They might not have the strength like me if you spend an hour. So me show my support to them with this. You can't get up. Because when you watch somebody something for 5 minutes, it have a, you have to see it, it bam. And let's go full 100 and done. Piece. Let's go full 100. Wow. More about the droughts. Costly drought, PSOJ, climate chair urges businesses to strengthen resilience, warning that Jamaica's drought is becoming an economic risk. Nigel Daly, chair of the private sector organization of Jamaica's Energy, Environment and Climate Change Committee, has called on business interests to view water conservation as both a business necessity and a public interest obligation. Water scarcity is no longer only an environmental or household concern, but is becoming a business, productivity, and national resilience issue, he said in a recent message on the PSOJ social media platform. His commitments come even as Jamaica grapples with the prolonged drought drive by the El Nino weather pattern, which has su- suppressed local rainfall and caused temperatures to soar. Jamaica's meteorological service has warned that the country could continue experiencing drought conditions into the peak of what is traditionally the main rainy season in October, which could strain water supplies, disrupt agricultural production, and increase heat stress on crops and livestock. The crisis, intensified by long-term damage from Hurricane Melissa in October last year, has severely depleted water supplies, decreased agricultural production, increased business operating costs, and triggered strict prohibition orders across multiple parishes. Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change Matthew Moda has warned that restrictions are likely to move further west as dry conditions persist and dam levels decline. Davy has called on every business to follow a simple water policy centered on conservation, improving efficiency, expanding supply, and only seeking additional resources after conservation. efficiency measures have been maximized. He said entitled he said entities should avoid unnecessary use, reduce the amount of water required to operate, reuse, capture and reuse water wherever wherever practical. He cautioned that as businesses strengthen their own resilience, they must ensure that their actions do not restrict nearby communities from accessing this shared national resource. PSOJ committee chair cautioned that the country cannot keep treating drought as a temporary emergency. The recent conditions are exposing long-standing weaknesses in our water infrastructure, particularly across the covered area and vulnerable farming communities. Davy pointed out, he noted that while important water supply investments have been made in communities across St. Elizabeth's and Catherine and Westfield, a large structural challenge remains. David stressed that given the impact of climate change, Jamaica must move beyond water trucking as a response to drought. When drought becomes prolonged and recurrent, emergency response are no longer enough. Jamaica needs a water system designed for the climate realities we now face. Water is an economic input. It keeps farms producing, factories operating, hotels functioning, restaurants serving, construction sites moving, communities working. When supplies become unreliable, businesses must circulate more on tanks. Trucking shortage and alter, alternative sources for MSMEs, small business, small and medium enterprise. In particular, those additional costs can be difficult to absorb. Water scarcity quickly becomes a cost of doing business, he stated. Wow, that is true. He spoke of the importance of the country developing a reliable and diversified national water system built around modernized water infrastructure, storage, watershed, water shared protection, more efficient water allocation, agriculture adoption, clear drought contingency planning, new pipelines and water transfer infrastructure, greater use of available river sources, um, desalination where available, supplied by low-cost renewable energy and battery storage. Water security must become part of Jamaica's long-term economic strategy. The PSOJ Energy, Environment and Climate Change Committee Chair asserted the government last month announced a 350 million drought mitigation fund aimed at alleviating the growing water crisis across the country. Of that amount, 150 million has been allocated for water trucking, which will be distributed through members of parliament, and an additional 50 million has been allocated to assist with further trucking support of the National Water Commission to service critical infrastructure. 50 million will go towards the purchases they don't touch on another thing. Jamaica is surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. Find a way to desal the water. Caribbean Sea now run out of water. Pumping the darn water from the Caribbean Sea, desal it, send it up, make some dams, make another dam so we can have water. That's what they do. In other places who wouldn't have natural water resources and thing. And I think into it, it makes sense. And for them just wait on one little actually so they're waiting only on the rain to fall. Caribbean Sea is surrounding Jamaica. Yes, indeed, I am here. This is your host, Jeremy LiveGood. Big episode, Mina. Ben, you in the picture first message, Ben. Here. Alright, so we need to right here, so the time is now 8, sorry, about 8, 4:51 before the in Kingston, Jamaica. We'll be leaving it right here. We don't know anything because we came out yesterday afternoon. We got to test something.